Now at 10 and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com. Tonight, we remember the 19 migrants who died in a hot-packed tractor trailer.
A woman is suing the Santa Fe Police Department after an arrest left her with ant bites.
And a woman in Victoria is facing aggravated assault charges.
We have one more day of warm weather, lots of sunshine forecast for tomorrow, but it's on Thursday that we may have more stormy weather to deal with. We'll be talking about that coming up.
And Victoria is a city of champions. Watch as St. Joseph softball win state coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News now at 10. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Don Brubaker.
And I'm Karina Garcia. Today marks 21 years since the killing of 19 undocumented immigrants at Fleming Prairie Road near U.S. Highway 77. The 19 people died inside the back of a hot-packed tractor trailer. A total of 70 people were found inside the truck, which reached 173 degrees. Among those found dead were a teen and a 5-year-old boy. Every year since the tragedy, family members, friends, and the community gather to honor the lives lost. Saturday, May 18th at noon, a group will gather at Fleming Prairie Road and U.S. Highway 77, that's the Refugio Highway, to remember the victims.
A Victoria family claims their 1-year-old daughter was abused at a local daycare center.
The mother and father spoke with 25 News Now reporter Adarius McCormick about this incident. Now, Adarius, what did you hear from this family?
The family says their daughter is not the first to fall victim to abuse at this daycare, but they're speaking out to make sure she's the last.
This isn't just the first time. This is multiple times, many of years that it's been going on, and nothing's ever been done. And
the family took their child to a local hospital due to possible abuse at the daycare. The Victoria Police Department and the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services continue to investigate the situation. However, the family started their own investigation when they put an audio recorder in their daughter's backpack. This is what they heard.
You better lay down. We don't care about you.
Parents don't like it. They can watch them effing themselves, you know.
After hearing those comments and their daughter's situation, the family decided to speak out against the daycare.
Yes, the center I feel like should be closed because the owner's been aware of this. It's been brought to her attention plenty of times and nothing's just ever been done. I feel like she doesn't care about the kids.
Desiree made a post on her Facebook about the daycare. She gained hundreds of interactions, and most were agreeing with the parents regarding the abuse. We reached out to the daycare for a comment, but we are still waiting for a response. Don and Karina, back to you.
Adarius, thank you. Victoria County deputies arrested a 31-year-old suspect today. Jessica Mata of Victoria faces 2 charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. She is in the Victoria County Jail in lieu of a $50,000 bond.
A 59-year-old suspect was arrested by DeWitt County deputies Monday. Aaron Holtz faces 2 charges of indecency with a child, sexual contact, and 4 charges of sexual assault of a child. The charges date back to March 2017. Holtz is in the DeWitt County Jail in lieu of $180,000 bond. A severe thunderstorm Monday afternoon brought hail and high wind damage to most of the crossroads. Wind speeds reached between 65 to 70 miles an hour, bringing down trees and causing power outages in Gonzales, Shiner, and Hallettsville. The Calhoun County Office of Emergency Management reported 9 RVs flipped. 2 people were hurt. The storms continued to the coast with 60-mile-an-hour winds in Palacios and Matagorda, resulting in over 140 reports of wind damage across South Texas. And with that, let's take a first look at your forecast with First Warning Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Mac Pettis, who's saying that there may be another storm in the next 24 to 48.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yes, I mean, we can't rule it out because time marches on, you know. We're eventually going to deal with another line of thunderstorms probably on Thursday. Right now, you can see how we're completely clear. This is the storm that gave us the nasty weather, and now we've got another area of low pressure developing here that's going to roll over us, and that's going to be the triggering mechanism. Just checked in with AEP, and in the Matagorda County, they still have about 80 to 100 people still with no power. So hopefully they'll get that fixed by tomorrow. We'll have more new weather coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you. An Air Force instructor pilot was killed when the ejection seat activated while the jet was still on the ground at a Texas military base. The instructor pilot was in a T-6A Texan II at Sheppard Air Force Base in Wichita Falls when the seat activated during ground operations Monday. The pilot was taken to a hospital and died today. The T-6A Texan II is a single-engine two-seater aircraft. In 2022, the T-6 fleet and hundreds of other Air Force, Navy, and Marine Corps jets were grounded after inspections revealed a potential defect with one component of the ejection in the seats. 6 children and teens suffered gunshot wounds in a mass shooting in Fort Worth earlier this month. Another child came just feet from getting struck.
He and his family are now speaking out about his frightening brush with death.
I just thought it was just fireworks, but when I heard everybody screaming.
He's just 9 years old, and Errol Hill has had the scare of his life. His mother shared this video of her son in the living room on May 1st, just before 7 in the evening. Suddenly, Errol had to take cover.
Once I heard those fire bullets, I ran as fast as I could so I wouldn't be hit to my mom and dad's room so I could feel safer.
The gunfire left bullet holes in several walls. His mother shared these photos of some of the damage. While Errol was inside, his neighbors, mostly children, were outside when someone opened fire. 6 children ages 3 to 19 suffered gunshot wounds. Errol's mother is doing everything she can to make him feel safe.
Those shots were close. It's like it happened as soon as he sat down. If he would have been standing 1 second longer, he would have got hit.
Less than 2 weeks after that first shooting outside the apartment building here on Las Vegas Trail, 9-year-old Errol gets frightened again by gunfire while at a neighbor's this weekend. Take a listen. While visiting friends Saturday night, security cameras recorded the gunfire Errol heard outside an apartment building in the same complex.
Terrified, not safe. It's just, I don't want to live here no more.
Although they're thankful to have each other this Mother's Day,
We should feel safe where we lay our heads at night, and we don't.
they hope to one day feel safe again at home.
The boy's mother says she doesn't have the money to pack up and move right now, so they started a GoFundMe. Meanwhile, Fort Worth police is asking the public for more information on this shooting. And police in Santa Fe are accused of pushing a woman's face into a pile of ants during an arrest in 2021. Video shows police arresting Taylor Rogers after she tried to drop off her son. She filed a lawsuit at the city of Santa Fe and the police department. One officer says the video doesn't tell the full story. The police chief says Rogers was arrested after going the wrong way at the elementary school before driving away from officers. Rogers and her attorney say they want the officers reprimanded and have asked for additional training.
A Houston woman is the third person to plead guilty in the Henry Cuellar bribery case. The native of Azerbaijan pleaded guilty to making a $60,000 payment to Imelda Cuellar, the congressman's wife, that she believed would benefit Azerbaijan and its state-run oil company. This comes after Cuellar and his wife were charged with accepting nearly $600,000 in bribes from 2 foreign entities. Cuellar says they are innocent of the allegations and vows to run for re-election. Some residents on the south side of Victoria told us in late March they are concerned about the lack of light at the Lawrence Street underpass. Those residents told us again tonight they are still concerned. Some of the city lights were out, as well as a lack of proper lighting in this area. Concerned viewer told 25 News Now the lack of city lighting makes this area more dangerous for drivers and pedestrians. Last year, the city of Victoria transformed this underpass with a mural on both sides to celebrate Victoria's bicentennial anniversary.
The Red Lobster in Victoria is one of nearly 50 restaurants in the chain that is closing as of today. Red Lobster is now in the process of liquidating equipment and furniture from the restaurants they closed. Red Lobster reportedly was considering filing for bankruptcy. Red Lobsters in Texas closing along with the one here in Victoria include locations in Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio. A student from Bloomington High School was taken Best in State for welding. Sophomore Isaias Perez won first place in the state of Texas in welding at the Texas State Technical College High School Welding Build-Off in Waco earlier this month. Students received a guide in what to weld and had to complete the project within a certain amount of time. Welding instructor Ishmael Gonzalez says that Isaias has already taken the steps needed to become successful.
We have students enrolled in this program that are willing to be successful. They put in the work, they put in the time, and that's what it takes to be successful at anything, whether it's in life, any skill, any application that you put your life to. That's what you need to do. Put 100% in it, and this young man has done that.
Isaias also won a scholarship to Texas State Technical College, and yes, he plans to pursue welding as a career.
Good luck, Isaias. And here's your viewer poll. Should more high schools across the country invest in more vocational training programs? Overwhelmingly, 93% of our voters say yes, they should put more money in those vocational training programs, and we thank you for voting. Speaking of voting, early voting for the May 28th runoff election starts next Monday. Early voting will be at the Dr. Patty Dodson Public Health Center, 2805 North Navarro, Classroom A. Early voting hours are next Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And part of Crestwood Drive will be closed Wednesday morning. Crestwood will close between Navarro and Main Streets for paving operations from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. All businesses and homes in the construction zone will remain accessible. The construction is part of the Crestwood Drive Phase 3 reconstruction project. They hope to have that project finished by August. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Then you can see Crossroads Today on
YouTube.
Thank you. And federal investigators have released the cause of the Baltimore Bridge collapse on March 26th. Coming up on 25 News Now at 10, the details in this preliminary report.
Also ahead, new research has shown us that last year's summer was the hottest on record, with a warning for this year's summer. Federal investigators released a preliminary report today of the Baltimore bridge collapse in March. The report issued by the NTSB says the Dali experienced an electrical blackout about 10 hours before leaving the port of Baltimore while undergoing maintenance. The power outage was caused by a crew member mistakenly closing an exhaust damper, causing the ship's engine to stall. The ship lost power again and crashed into one of the bridge's supporting columns shortly after leaving the port. The agency says a full investigation could take a year or more. New Jersey Senator Mendez arrived at a federal court in Manhattan for the second day of jury selection this morning. He is accused of accepting bribes in exchange for official acts. Prosecutors say he received gold bars, money for home mortgage payments, and the use of a luxury car. They say in return he made positive statements about Qatar and turned over sensitive and government information. He says, or rather he pleads not guilty, and his wife has also been indicted and will face trial at a later time.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Kyiv, Ukraine. This is the first visit of a Biden administration official since the long-delayed passage of the Ukraine supplemental funding package. Blinken met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and delivered a speech on Tuesday. He also reassured Ukraine of the U.S.'s continued support. This trip marks Blinken's fifth visit to the country since the 2022 Russian invasion. New research shows that last summer was the hottest in at least 2,000 years. Scientists looked at weather data and detailed sets of tree rings from thousands of trees across 9 regions of the Northern Hemisphere. Using the tree rings, scientists used that data to reconstruct animal temperatures and annual temperatures for Northern Hemisphere summers. They found that the summer of 2023 was hotter than any other summer in at least 2,000 years, and they warn that this year is on track to be even hotter.
And as the climate continues to warm up, older people will face a new threat. That's heat. A new study says by 2050, more than a fifth of the Earth's population will be over 60 years old. Older people are at higher risk for health problems when exposed to acute and chronic heat. The number of people at risk worldwide from extreme heat is set to at least double over the next 25 years. People can reduce their risk of heat-related health complications by investing in home insulation and air conditioning.
Yeah, then you got to pay for that. So it's a no-win situation. The last year we had 60 days of over 100 degrees. I'll tell you right now, I expect 65 days this coming summer. Let me know how I did. 75 is our current temperature. A very pleasant evening out there. Of course, last night, anything but pleasant. It was stormy. We managed to get up to 94 today, and that compares to 86, our average for 30 years. And then it's 1 degree off of our record set only a couple of years ago. So how warm will it get tomorrow? Probably about 92. Didn't get any rain last night, obviously, or in the last 24 hours, but the rain we had on Monday got us up to 15.05, and that's 2 inches of surplus, which is kind of good. So there is rain on Thursday. We'll talk about that in a moment. Well, good evening, everyone. Quiet night across most of the state of Texas, except for one little thunder shower that popped up there in the hill country. No major problems for us in the crossroads. There may be some thin fog in the morning because of the moisture coming back in off the Gulf, but I wouldn't call it, zero visibility, a big widespread fog problem. So just consider that if you're getting out early in the morning. Otherwise, another sunny, warm day. Should be in the 90s. We're going to look at the big picture here because here's storm number one. That's the one that produced all the heavy weather Monday night. That is now pushing east and it's not going to be affecting us. In fact, we're getting the dry northwest wind behind it. That's why it's so pleasant. Number two is over here, and that's an area of low pressure that's going to spin and continue spinning over our area. And so there's a good possibility we may have some more thunder showers to deal with on Thursday of this week. So it's not that far away. Again, generally quiet in terms of Doppler images anywhere across the state, except for that one little one right about there. Now, right there is exactly where the severe storm, severe weather outlook had it. Nailed it right there. And that's today. We're not going to get any of that. Tomorrow, we still have a good chance of big storms up in the Panhandle, but not in our area. That's good. 2 days from now, on Thursday, the bullseye moves over North Texas and Central Texas again. This is very similar to what we went through on Monday. And again, in this activity, it's going to roll to the southeast, and therefore we may get clipped by some of that activity. We're very close to it. Certainly anything north of I-10's got a higher chance of getting affected. Hot weather for tomorrow. Temperatures not at records, but certainly warm enough. 91 for us. We're looking at 99 along the Rio Grande. That's just for Wednesday. Thursday, things change because we're looking at that stormy system. Now we're going into the future here. We're looking at future track. And you can see that on Wednesday, we start seeing some stuff up north. Then on Thursday morning, all of a sudden, we start seeing bigger activity rolling right into that area we're talking about. And that's Thursday at noon. And now we go into the evening hours, and you can see the big stuff rolling southeastward, getting very close to our area. At least we're getting some showers out of that system as it comes through. So it's very similar to what we just went through. We're going to probably do that again on Thursday. We, of course, looking at one more day of sunny skies before all that begins. Here's what we expect tomorrow, getting up to about 88, maybe 90 degrees in Port Lavaca, and in Cuero, you're going to certainly be up to about 92, so a little hot and steamy out there as the Gulf air rolls back in. Now, 7-day forecast, here we go. Tomorrow, good. Thursday, I've got it down as an alert day. Looks like we're going to get some activity Thursday night into Friday. Friday morning, we should have a little bit of leftovers, but that should be clearing up, and I think the rest of the day will be good. Here's the better news. The weekend's looking very nice. Lots of sunshine, temperatures in the low 90s, so it'll be a little warm, but hey, we got to get ready for summertime anyway. That's your 7-day forecast, reminding everybody we do have a QR code. Love for you to scan that, put Crossroads Today on your phone. And now here's Zach Brown with sports.
The St. Joseph Lady Flyers are state champions. Watch as they celebrate for the first time since 2011 coming up in sports. A state championship is returning to Victoria. The St. Joseph Lady Flyers run rule Grapevine Faith. This right here is the final run. Final score was 12-2. St. Joseph set the tone early with 5 first-inning runs, adding 2 more in the 4th, 4 more in the 5th, and this last one we just see right here in the 6th inning. They also had 17 hits in the ball game, brought out their best when it mattered the most. St. Joseph TAP state champions, and they only had 2 seniors on the team, Sophie Rodriguez and Elena St. Jean. They are returning a great squad next year as well, and they also had some all-tournament honors. 4 Lady Flyers to be exact. Jasmine Games, just a freshman. Shane Meismer, who is also just a freshman, and those 2 seniors I mentioned, Elena St. Jean and Sophie Rodriguez, also named to the all-tournament team. And well, while the ladies were long gone in Arlington, they had some fans over at the Flyer Dome cheering them on. Classes were also able to watch the game throughout the morning. Some classrooms streamed the game. Others went over to the Flyer Dome to watch as their Lady Flyers brought home a state title for the first time since 2011. Flyer Nation was very proud. These girls are young and will return nearly everyone, so they could very well make another run next year. And speaking of teams making a run and doing things they haven't done in years, how about Victoria East? Regional quarter round bound for the first time since 2018-2019. They have had their eyes set on a deep push all year long, and now it's here. When I got to practice over at Riverside earlier this afternoon, the guys were loud and energetic and excited, and head coach Wes Coley, well, he's excited to be back here and proud of the guys who have come so far.
Extremely proud of the guys, you know, not only happy for them, but for our school, for our community, to see all the hard work that they've put in. You know, we didn't come this far just to come this far. We got bigger plans, and this just happens to be the next games on the schedule, and we're extremely excited and blessed to be playing in round 3. We talk about this from day one when they come on campus as freshmen, you know, about making the playoffs, about winning a district championship and ultimately a state championship. And so they've heard stories, they see the writings on the wall, they see the pictures of the teams and the accolades that previous Titan teams have achieved, and so now they're just running with the torch, and extremely proud of the seniors for their leadership and them getting us here.
They will get Brownsville Veterans Memorial. The series is going to take place in Corpus at Cabinet Stadium. Game 1 Friday at 7 p.m. Game 2 is going to be Saturday at 5, and if necessary, Game 3 would be 30 minutes after Game 2. And just final, the Houston Astros with their second walk-off win of the year. The Rangers have now lost 5 in a row, and the first-place Mariners now losing 3-1 to the Kansas City Royals. So that AL West deficit getting even closer. That's it for your sports. Donna Karina, back to you. And Don, quit panicking over there.
Never count out those Astros. Never.
All righty, stay with us. Coming up on 25 News now at 10, we're going to take a last look at your weather. Plus, firefighters in California rushed to a dog's rescue after she got stuck in a wall.
Streaming of conscience, Comcast is planning to launch a trifecta streaming bundle called Stream Saver. The service announced today includes Netflix, Apple TV Plus, and Peacock, the streaming service of Comcast-owned NBC Universal. Stream Saver is expected to launch later this month. Other streaming giants have made similar announcements, like Disney and Warner Brothers Discovery, announcing a streaming package that will include Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max. Here's a real sticky situation. A busy highway in eastern North Carolina is back open after a tractor trailer crashed, spilling its load of Pepsi products on the roadway. The crash happened around 4:40 a.m. The truck overturned in the southbound lanes. The driver, identified as 42-year-old Mondrez Barrett of Farmville, suffered minor injuries and was taken to a hospital for treatment. He was charged with failure to maintain lane control. Crews spent much of the morning cleaning the bottles of soda off the highway. You know, if that was on a really hot day, and if you're trying to drive on something like that, you could get really stuck in traffic. Seriously stuck in traffic.
You could seriously get stuck. Folks, tomorrow is the hot day you were talking about. We're looking at 91 to 92 degrees. It's going to be one sunny day. Now, Thursday, already an alert day because I'm expecting stormy weather to roll through. It should clear up on Friday, and the weekend, however, is looking good.
Alrighty, thank you, Mac. Now, firefighters sprung into action to save a dog who had gotten stuck in a wall in California Monday. The dog, called Faye, crawled into the wall through a small plumbing access door. She got stuck under a bathtub for 2 hours and refused her family's pleas to come out. However, the pup was excited to see firefighters come to her rescue and reunite with loved ones. Her family says Faye is likely already planning her next bit of mischief. Oh, poor baby. She was probably just scared.
Probably. Oh, I had a Darius watch my dog one time, and it wouldn't come out of his cage. And Darius tried to grab it and tried to bite him. Probably shouldn't tell that story. Gonna give my dog.
Thank you, buddy.
Norman's a good dog. Norman's a good dog, though. But thank you for joining us for 25 News Now at 10.
Join Carolina Astroain, meteorologist Parker Cox. 25 News Now Sunrise starting at 5 a.m. Good night, everybody.